Hi there and welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. What a beautiful day it's been today. I've managed to have a little bit of an afternoon off, and I went to the beautiful mountain of Rhondda. I went there for the afternoon, and it was nice to just get away and feel the air of another mountain. It was beautiful. Today is a very interesting topic, and the topic of today is all about the Spirit's helping hand and how they're able to every now and again show themselves in a way which is very, very personal. And this story is in the Diary of an Accidental Psychic, the first book I wrote. So basically, I'd been working for a few years, and one day this beautiful client came in with her daughter, and they came upstairs into my reading room. And I could feel there were certain things that needed to be said, and I could feel a little bit of sadness and pain and suffering, and which is always very normal. And then what happened was we proceeded to do the healing session on the daughter, a beautiful girl, a very, very beautiful girl inside and out, very sensitive, very kind, very loving. And so she laid down on my healing bed, and the mother was across the room, and she just sat and relaxed. And as most of you already know who have been for a healing session or been in the company of that kind of energy, you tend to drift if you're not having the healing session. So if you're out of the way, you actually end up feeling that very same energy, just like crystals do. They pick up that energy. And so anyway, this is how it went. I started doing the healing work, and I was at the top of the head of this beautiful angel, little girl, and I'm placing my hands just a few inches away from her head, and I start the work. Within 15 or 20 minutes, all of a sudden, I could feel the room change, which meant the temperature in how I felt changed. It felt like the room was getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Many things started happening in the room that I knew Spirit was in the room, but it felt different this time. It didn't feel quite like it would have done when I was just doing a healing session. This felt very different. Anyway, I don't ask, I don't want to know, I just get on and do the work. So I've got my eyes closed and I'm doing this work. Then all of a sudden, from nowhere, all of a sudden my eyes flipped open, because normally my eyes are closed. And my eyes flipped open, and right in front of this beautiful girl's feet appeared 3 like orbs. The only way I can describe them was my eyes were going zzz, zzz, and they were flickering very fast. So I could see these orbs in front of me, which were very bright and piercing. Now, you've got to understand, for a guy who has no belief system at all, and 2 years later is doing this work, and all of a sudden these signs were starting to happen in and around my life. There was 2 things here. One, I was thinking, am I going crazy? So I'm doing this with my eyes, thinking there's something wrong with my eyes, because that's what the brain does. What's wrong with me? Until the point I started saying, you know what, this must be real, something must be happening, because my breathing changed, my energy changed, my whole aura changed. I felt different. I can't explain it in full, but I felt elevated. I think the only way to describe it is, if you've ever been poorly and you've been on medication, maybe you've taken too much, and all of a sudden you might kind of have these funny feelings as if you're moving out of your body. Something like that. This is how it felt. Now, I was on no medication, I was healthy, I was well, so I realised that there was something else going on. Well, instinctively, when you see something so profound like that, you want to tell somebody else or share it with somebody else. Well, I realised that her mother was there in the seat. So I turned to the mother, and it was the most bizarre thing I ever saw, but it was something that helped me confirm something from that moment on. So the mother was sat in the seat, and this is what she was doing. So basically, her eyes were closed, but her hand was pointing directly to the orbs. So I thought, you know what? At that very moment, I thought, Mark, if this was meant for her eyes to see, her eyes would be opening and she would be seeing what I'm seeing. If I go over and touch her, the orbs are going to probably disappear. That's what was going through my mind. Is it important for me that she needs to see this? And I thought to myself, no, it's not. This is a beautiful moment for whatever reason, whether it's for me or they've come and they've manifested for whatever reason. I know, I'm thinking now, you must be thinking I'm absolutely crazy. And you know what, I thought to myself the very same thing, you know, I must be crazy. And I think a lot of the times through them first few years, I battled with this very much. When the healing session was over, the orbs had disappeared within 5 or 10 minutes of me seeing them. Whatever had happened had helped this beautiful angel, and she had become stronger from the pain and suffering that she'd been through from the time that all of the issues started. So she got up a different person. When she got up, I turned and Mother was awake now, and Mother said out loud, "What just happened there?" And I said, well, you know, it is what it is. Whatever happened, happened, you know. But then she said, why was it that as soon as you started the work, that my head felt like it had a weight attached to it? And she said, all what happened is my head went down. And she said, but then I felt my arm lifting. And that's all she said. And I just smiled and I said, well, you know, maybe one day we'll write it down and I'll explain it in a book. And they're friends of mine, and everybody in the Diary of an Accidental Psychic are friends. So these are things that happened. They were genuine things that were beautiful and personal. And why am I sharing it with you now? Maybe one of you out there may not believe. Maybe one of you out there thinks, you know what, maybe this guy is genuine and he's telling a genuine story. And maybe there is such thing as more to life than what I thought. And, you know, if I've helped one of you from these stories that I've done in these few days, then I've done my work, I think. I am happy to share this story because of the family who were happy to let me share the story. And I think there's more to the story, but I just wanted to share that with you because, you know, I've always said this, Spirit doesn't appear to the masses. Spirit appears to individual people who need to see for certain reasons. If you ask me why Spirit appeared to me, I think it was a twofold energy. One, where they came to heal this beautiful angel and take away the pain and suffering that she'd held on to. And two, was a benefit for me to see that the work that I was doing was genuine and was real. In a world of fake, in a world of people who claim things, in a world of lies, deceit, in a world of ego, in a world of just a lot of darkness, don't ever forget that there is truth out there and that there are miracles. And you know what? Spirit does come every now and again, but they don't come on TV. They don't come to the masses. They come to you when you need them the most. And not always that they'll come to you, but in times of being stubborn and, like me, stubborn and really taking so long to believe, even when I get all the signs, maybe it took quite a lot for me to really believe what I was doing was genuine, because of all the brainwashing and all the sadness and lies and manipulation and fakery out there. That all of this is a manipulation or a darkness to stop us believing in the truth and in magic and in the love of Spirit and whatever you want to call it, God energy, universal energy, Spirit energy, our family energy. They're only words, but there is magic out there. There truly, truly is. And every now and again we can capture a glimpse of that. And I was lucky enough to be one of those souls to capture many glimpses of Spirit at certain moments in my life, whether it was physically seeing them on a physical level or just emotionally and feeling them around me and hearing the whispers and seeing the signs that are so profound. So today I hope you got something from this video, and never ever forget, guys, that you are always loved and watched upon every single day. And if you try your very best to connect with Spirit, you can meet somewhere halfway together. and then come together and feel their love and presence even more. The best way to start is by believing and looking out for the signs. And I promise you, you will see a sign, you will see something. It may be a small one to start with, but then you'll see another one and another one. In fact, I was only just saying to a friend of mine who's here at the moment, I switched my phone on 2 days in a row, and it was 11:11 the time, and this happens to her all the time. She sees synchronicity numbers. I know nothing what the numbers mean, but I find it fascinating how Spirit shows us in little ways that they're always around. Okay, my most common connection to Spirit is smells. So my mum used to make a really beautiful, she used to make really lovely food, okay? And the smell of that food turns up all the time. I can be in this beautiful academy and I can smell the food knowing she's here, or all of a sudden, you know, my ear will pop and then I'll hear this, and then it goes, and that's another sign, and lots of other different ways, you know. And you know, this is their way of showing us, okay? Somebody asked me, can Spirit come forward and present themselves to us? I don't think that's what it's about, really. I think it's about us trying to connect with them, but in a way that is subtle and beautiful and personal. I don't think it should be thunderbolt and lightning strikes, because if that was the case, then what's the point in being here? I think being here is to find your faith and believe, and then every now and again just getting a little wink and a nudge, which is beautiful. And I think we get them every day. It's just sometimes we're so busy in our world of fear and worry and the what ifs that it stops us from attuning. So as a last message today, dear friends, I would ask you to turn the phone off after today, now, and just close your eyes to some quiet music and just be at peace. Find that stillness. It is in that stillness that all your answers are there, and many things start to happen through the day when you start your meditation, because it's not just a meditation. It's finding this wavelength, this energy that you want to become, to be able to be attuned to the very energy that Spirit's on. So you're here, Spirit's here, and then you meditate and find your peace and clear your fear, and you become stronger and more balanced and happier, and then boom, that's where you meet in the middle, and that's where you connect. So it's just a little tip today. I love you all with my hand on my heart. It is, what time is it? It's 7 o'clock in the evening. This is the first time I've ever done one so late, but I love you all. Have a great evening, have a great day, whatever you're doing in and around the world. And thank you very much. Today I've noticed that via Amazon, you've bought a Diary of an Accidental Psychic. There's been about 36 sold in the past few days, so thank you so much. I hope you love the book. I really do. And remember, when you finish with it, wrap it up and send it to somebody you love. That's what the book's about. One book I know has been sent to at least 100 different people. That's what the book's about. Share with love. Have a great evening, guys. Love you all from my heart to yours. Here. Grab that. It's filled with love. Bye.